Okay, Danny, first off, congratulations on the
Thank you.
fight, and also on kicking cancer's ass.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You alluded to earlier other fighters talking the talk and not really showing up and sort of walking the walk. I'm assuming there's a Charlo in that mix somewhere. If you had an opportunity to fight Charlo at this point, or somewhere in the near future, would that be a fight that you could get behind? I know we were talking about Boo Boo a moment ago. That's something you really don't have the motivations to fight. But if you had the opportunity to fight one of the Charlos down the line, would that be something that you could get yourself up for?
And he just said 90-10 split. I mean, hey, listen, if that's something that the fans want, because I've always been vocal about, fighting Jermall, and this feud that we're having is being built. He's fighting Willie Monroe in his next fight, so he's at his obligations right now. We can't say anything because that victory is not promised or assured. So he has to look good, and hopefully if he gets that victory, we can talk about that in the near future. But I want that fight. That's a fight that we won. That's a fight that has been brewing for some time now. So if there's any personal fight that I want, yeah, it's that fight. But we also have a management, we also have a promotion that's going to get us to bigger and better fights that make sense for my career.
Congratulations on the victory tonight.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Earlier, Andre had said that one of the fights that he wants to see is the Golovkin rematch. How do you just preview there? And now that you have the belt, you have some leverage there. Is that a fight that intrigues you on a personal level, or that you have under consideration?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's exactly why on the broadcast I said I would give him the rematch because I'm champ now, and now there's more of a reward than the risk. Whereas before, he didn't give me the rematch. I wouldn't give me a rematch too if I was Golovkin, to be honest with you. But now there's almost nowhere for him to go. And from what I'm hearing, if he doesn't sign with his own, he's not going to get any of those big fights that he truly wants. But we'll see what happens. I'm in good hands right now. I'm in the best position in my career. I'm just going to let this dwell, and you guys are going to see what's going to happen in the near future for my career.
With Triple G, the word on the street is this possibility he's going to PBC. What do you think about that?
Triple G on PBC? Let me say that again. That sounds pretty good, right? Triple G on PBC? That'd be cool, man. I love the sport of boxing, and I'm fans of the Canelos, the Triple Gs, the Charlo. I'm fans of every guy that's in my division. I respect boxing, and I love it. So much credit, much support, whatever you want to consider it. Much love to Triple G in his endeavors, whatever he chooses to go down the line, whether it's PBC, ESPN, DAZN. Much respect to him, but right now, I think it's the Daniel Jacobs show.
Eddie, you have IBF middleweight champion right next to you. You have the WBO middleweight champion. Now you have the WBC middleweight champion. What are your thoughts now? How do you feel about that?
Well, my thoughts are that I want to see them. I believe they're only touching the surface. I mean, Andrade won the world title last week. I would have rather he fought Billy Joe Saunders. Danny won tonight in a fight that he probably won't get the credit for because not enough people know about Derevyanchenko. But I want to see him in those marquee fights. Charlo is a great fight. Golovkin is a great fight. But I still go back to the Canelo fight. For me, he's one that we nearly got him, and that is a fight that I would love to see Danny Jacobs name up in lights in Vegas fighting Canelo, and I believe he can beat him as well. He has got to get past Fielding first, who's also our guy, so I can't talk too much about that. I know he's a favourite in the fight, but I think at this stage in Danny's career, I don't know how many fights him and Keith and Dre won, but for me, they all have to be, the big marquee fights. Can have a great rest. And one thing we've tried to do with Danny consistently is to map out his schedule. He boxes in November, and he takes a little month off, then he boxes again in April, and he takes a little month off, then he boxes again in October. Everything's been promised, everything's been delivered, and now the plan again is have a couple of months off and start camp again for Cinco de Mayo. It's not about control. Listen, at the moment, the middleweight belts, DAZN seems to be the place for that division. For the welterweight division, it seems to be Showtime for that. So things change all the time, but it's not really about the belts. It's about, for me, one particular fight that I believe gives Danny, and of course, the money's always important, and it is a monster payday. But it's a chance to be the absolute king of the division. And the team have always told me that the Canelo fight is one that they really, really believe they can win and really fancy.
So, congratulations, Danny.
Thank you.
What I found I wanted to know is how would you grade your performance?
I'm sorry, did you speak up a little?
How would you grade your performance tonight? And did Sergey do anything in there that, kind of surprised you? And my second question is for Eddie.
Well, let's answer one question at a time, because if you guys 2 questions, I'm not going to be able to answer. So did he do anything in there to surprise me? No, he didn't. I knew his game plan was to go in there and try to slow me down with body shots. Because in sparring, when you got a guy bouncing around and he's too fast, the only way to break him down is through the body. So I was expecting that. So no, he didn't do anything to surprise me. He just fought one hell of a fight and he didn't give up.
How would you grade your own performance though?
I can't grade my performance right now. Initially, I'll probably say maybe a B+, but I got to go back to the tape and really study it to really grade myself. But that's a question I would like to ask Andre was, what do you think about my performance? What do you grade my performance? Maybe I shouldn't ask you that right now.
Eddie, I just kind of wanted to know, since you have all the middleweight belts pretty much, did you kind of want to do like a round robin where you have undisputed champion as middleweight? You have
Look, again, everyone's case by case. Demetrius, for me, I would like to see him have 2 quick fights to get in the groove. He's been inactive for a long time. Danny's another story. He hasn't been inactive. He's had 3 fights in 12 months. He's ready to go. So, if Danny can beat Canelo, he becomes the IBF, WBC, WBA world champion. And then, perhaps, when you talk about Andrade fight, if that's an undisputed fight, maybe the dynamics change. But right now, I don't think those guys are looking to fight each other. For Demetrius, I'd like to get him out active in the big fights, defending his title. But for Danny, I'd like to see him in the unification.
Danny, a lot of your criticizers, the Danny Jacobs haters, were saying Danny was a cruiserweight, Danny was a light heavyweight against Triple G. Now you have the IBF belt that mandates the second-day weigh-in. Do you think this gives credence now to that you are a middleweight and somebody who can come in and you're not an overblown, oversized weight bully?
Right, I mean. I mean, I've always said that if I was 185 pounds in that fight with Triple G, I would have not been able to perform the way that I did. I would have been sluggish, I would have been slow, and my reaction time would have been off. The reason why we skipped the IBF weigh-ins of the Triple G fight was simply because I wanted to get rest. It's hard for me to get sleep the night before. And we went into that fight 175, 176 the most. The same thing with this fight. I did the second-day weigh-in to prove the haters wrong, but also to abide by the rules. But this was the only opportunity that I had to win the belt, was to do the second-day weigh-in. So we felt great, we looked good, we still were strong. It was just no difference from the 2 fights.
2 more questions, guys.
Thank you.
Danny and Andre, you can chime in. Assuming a fight with Canelo takes place in the future, any idea what weight that would be? That would take place, because he's moving up to 168.
Canelo don't want to fight me at 68, I can tell you that. Yeah, I'm a really big boy when it's...
You're comfortable moving up?
I'm comfortable moving up. And
Dre?
And I'm very comfortable with him moving up. I think that in the stages of Danny's career, eventually he will be super middleweight champion of the world. My brother from another mother, Keith over here, he thinks that Danny, it doesn't work. He thinks that Danny will be middleweight for his entire career, but I know that this young man, this young man is going to be a several division world champion. And before the end and before he enters the hallowed halls of the Boxing Hall of Fame, he might be a 3-weight division champion. But he will definitely be at super middleweight in the future, and he will do what he has to do he'll do what he has to do to maintain it. As for Canelo, with this, he's going up in his fight at 168. My thing is, I say Canelo is going to be running around. He doesn't want to really get in the ring with someone like Danny, and we might have to chase him. But we are fast. Well, Danny's fast. I'm not fast enough. Danny will chase him and get him. And if it's at 68, we'll get him there. If it's at 160, we'll get him there. No matter where we have to find him, we'll get him.